Welcome to Break Check, everyone.
Welcome to Break Check, the most useless podcast on the internet.
Well, I have a quick announcement.
Okay.
We're pregnant. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. We're not.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised. I know it's coming.
It's
One day it
it's
will be
hopefully
here.
not. But
Which is why it will.
No. So what's your announcement?
my announcement is that our sponsor last week, we've upgraded. We are now partners.
Oh,
We are now partners with PMS. We now have PMS merchandise.
how is it that I secured a sponsor and I didn't know about this?
Yeah,
You don't think
you
behind
know.
my back? This is shady business habits. Is it because my name doesn't start with a J? Is that what this is about?
Yep. That's what it comes down to.
We can call you Dracard.
Dracard? J-R? J-R-I? Dracard?
Dracard.
Okay. But so
So-
we have PMS merch?
We're gonna have PMS merch,
breakchk.com. Check it out. I haven't even seen this yet. This is new to me.
right?
I'm gonna go to our own website.
It's
I have it
not
on my phone.
it's not on the website yet.
But it will be today when you watch
When
this
you
video.
when you see this video, it will be out.
Because we recorded this last week.
So it is.
It is.
It is out.
You can't see it, but they can see it.
Yeah.
I have a new conspiracy.
Oh.
Oh! I like it.
You remember the logo, right? It's the,
Yeah, I remember the logo.
yeah.
Yeah, from the video. Mm-hmm. From the last video that you're seeing today, but really last week.
But yeah, we got the T-shirt.
That's so cool.
But we're also going to make stickers that you can put on your car. And coasters. I kind of like the coaster.
The coaster is cool looking.
I put the little Break Check logo.
I
on
love
the
our
car now.
Nintendo cartridge coaster. Nintendo cartridge floppy disk / what else did you think
Flash
it
drive.
was? Flash drive.
Oh. I was thinking of the word F. And that was the first thing that came in my brain. And then my brain glitched and was like, wait. You meant to say floppy disk. I almost said flash drive again.
But yeah, we're gonna have a coaster. We're gonna have a sticker you can put on your car or wherever you want.
Or your coffee cup.
Yeah, or your coffee cup.
Yeah.
I guess we could do a coffee cup.
We could do a coffee cup. Could you imagine a bunch of people walking around with a coffee cup that says PMS on it? It's a good warning,
And
you know? It's kind of like, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee.
Yeah.
that's true.
Because
The warning is labeled.
I like your
because of-
Dutch. Did you go to Dutch Bros today?
I did go to Dutch Bros this morning. Can't you see the authentic Dutch Bros cup?
Wow.
Is it new? Is it a new design?
Yeah, they're trying to, go back to their roots when they were first being founded, and they
Start
just want
out.
to, yeah.
Wow.
They don't want to be bougie or
Nice.
they don't want to be the simp coffee company, I guess.
That is so vintage.
right?
Wow.
That is
Yeah.
so vintage. That's
Wait,
so
That is
fetch.
so cool. Stop
Waiting.
making fetch a thing.
It's never gonna happen.
Way to go, Dutch
Thanks
Bros.
for Gina. No, I had to home make it this morning.
Oh, shame.
Shame.
Don't you like Dutch Bros?
I love Dutch Bros, but they haven't sponsored me yet, so this is what they get. And this is what I get, and it's not as good.
Oh.
So there is for PMS. I came up with a slogan.
You came up with a slogan?
I did for PMS. I did.
Oh, boy.
I'm excited. Hey, Jan, you're acting as if you've never heard this. You didn't
No.
discuss this with the
No.
other
No,
Jay?
no. She
He told
knows
me.
it.
Oh, you do know the.
Yeah.
Okay.
She knows
I'm
it.
excited now because of her reaction.
It's save a tear, shift a gear.
Nice. I love that. Shake
Right?
and bake.
Shake and bake.
I'm going to be wearing that one.
Right?
Hey, did you know that the
What?
CEO of Toyota,
Okay.
the manufacturer, Toyota, I say that because his last name is also Toyota with a D, Tyoyoda.
Is it really?
Yeah, Akio Toyota. I don't know if it's pronounced Toyota or Toyota, like the actual car. But that CEO, I mean, big fan of him now because I read this.
Okay.
He's not a fan of electric vehicles.
I've heard about that. Toyota's.
He's not.
Really?
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
just makes me even more excited that, here in a few months when I pull the trigger on my truck,
Uh-huh.
I'm like 99.9% settled on the Tundra.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm still holding hope. Like I have a budget and I'm trying to be super disciplined and sticking to it, I need a Gladiator to drop down below 20 grand. If you have a new Gladiator with a clean title and you want to sell it for less than 20 grand, let me know. But if one doesn't pop up when it's time to pull the trigger, I'm going Tundra.
All right.
Because you can get some amazing deals. And dude, the creature features in those things,
pretty good.
Did you know? Like I didn't know this. So their extended cab is really like another 4-door.
Okay.
And it's got enough leg room for adults in the back seat.
Okay.
But then they had the Crew Max, which all it does is it takes a foot off of the bed. So if you have the extended cab, which is still a 4-door, it still has more leg room than a Dodge Ram or a Ram 4-door.
Wow.
So it's more leg room than that, and it's their extended cab.
So it's not small.
No, it's not small. So all it does is it adds a foot to the cab and takes a foot off the bed. So you go from a 6.5 foot bed to a 5.5 foot bed with the Crew Max.
Okay.
If you get the Crew Max and you get the second gen Tundra from 07 to 2014, or 2013, like the back seat reclines.
Oh.
Like there's enough room that you can slide the bottom of it forward and the back seat will recline back and you still have plenty of leg room. Like it's a limo in the back of that sucker.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Will it lay completely flat so you can sleep in it? Like when you're
not completely flat, but in the 07, in the second gen, 07 to 2013, the back seat folds down, like the back of it folds, and you have a flat surface that you can put a mattress on. It's whatever the height of the back seat is. Like you could put an air mattress on that and sleep on that.
I was say, if you're going to make it an overlanding vehicle, you need to sleep somewhere.
That's either a place I can store totes, or I could store equipment, or if I needed another place to sleep inside a vehicle, I can do it that if I need security.
Right.
In a lockable doors instead of a tent.
Yeah. So the polar bears don't get you.
Yeah. So the polar bears don't get me. And then, but if you get the 2014, this is something else I found out. If you get 2014 or newer, I've been like waterfalling my brain with Toyota Tundra stuff. I have so much Tundra knowledge.
Okay.
But the 2014 and newer, they changed the back seat. Now they fold up.
Oh.
And a lot of consumers weren't a fan of that because it seemed you took away that flat surface. Yeah. And now you have to deal with the floor, which is an uneven floor kind of deal. But yeah, it's.
I would prefer the back folding forward like flat.
Yep.
Because like you said, you can get more storage. In the Maverick, the bottom comes up, and it actually takes away some of your space left or right.
Because it doesn't go flat up, right?
Yeah, it doesn't go completely
like
flat.
Angle.
Plus, you now have not only the cushion for the back, you have the cushion for the seat that's pressed up against the back. So you're actually kind of shrinking your room left to right, but you're gaining a little bit more room top to bottom.
Yeah.
But it's not a completely flat floor in the Maverick. You have, a bump and you have some trays and stuff like that. So you can store stuff underneath the seat, which is, nice in one way. But it would be nice if you could fold the seat flat and actually put
How
totes
easy
and
is
stuff.
it to remove the back seat in the Maverick? Is it just some bolts?
Never tried.
Well, back to the point. So the Toyota CEO, Akio Toyoda, Toyota, he's not a fan of it. He's not against electric vehicles.
Right.
But he says his opinion, he's like, it's not the way of the future. There's the support, the infrastructure, he goes, is not there, and people aren't putting the proper efforts into building it. He said there's too many cons to the pros, essentially, is what he's saying in all these different interviews and articles.
Right.
There's a website, electrek.co.
Okay.
That says that, now this, I found this funny.
Okay.
And the type of person that would write this, I think you kind of have an idea. Like, we're all familiar with certain types of people, and you can kind of imagine what type of person this person is.
Okay.
Based off of what they said. Because he's talking about Toyota.
Right.
When you think Toyota, when I'm like Toyota cars, what do you think? Like, what kind of words come to mind when you think Toyota?
Reliability.
RAV4.
RAV4. I mean,
like one of the highest selling vehicles.
Yeah.
Popular.
Just incredibly popular, reliable, good vehicle.
Your best friend.
That's what I think of. Yeah. Just a good best friend, get you to work kind of car.
Yeah.
And you never have to worry about it. It's always got your back. Right?
Unless you're talking about the LFA. That thing's a beast. But anyways.
Yeah. That's incredible. So would you ever think, do you think it's possible? And if so, what would it take for Toyota to disappear off the map? To go out of business and never going to happen.
They would basically
Do you
just
think
have to
it's
stop caring
Like
completely
they would have
about
to choose.
basically, like, or if Toyota didn't make any electric cars and the world started to shift heavily, which it kind of is in some parts of the world, to electric vehicles, maybe they could disappear off the map if they didn't put in any effort to like adopting the next generation of technology. But I know for a fact that they are.
Yeah.
Like they're investing a ton of money into electric hydrogen,
hybrids and hydrogen.
all kinds of stuff. So I know for a fact that they're not going to disappear anytime soon. Or like I'm 99.9% sure that they're not going to disappear anytime soon.
It's so funny because Toyota, he's not saying no electric vehicles.
Right.
Like he's just saying this. He goes, I don't believe this is the future. He goes, it's not the right answer.
Right.
According to him. And so this person in this article is saying that he's spreading misinformation. Akio Toyoda went on a rant about electric vehicles at an annual meeting and claimed that it was not a good idea to push for massive electrification. That doesn't mean he's 100% against it.
Right.
He's saying that it's not a good idea to push for massive electrification.
Right.
And so this person's analysis of that was the small-mindedness could spell the end for the automaker if they don't quickly let go of such ideas.
Oh my god!
I'm like, you're not gonna get rid of Toyota.
No,
Not that easily.
Like it would take so much for Toyota. It would take the CEO and the company to just say, you know what, I'm tired of doing this.
Yeah, they would just have to give up and not care. Basically.
They have so many sales. Like Toyota sells so many vehicles,
And their
that everybody
reputation
who
is so
does
high.
believe in full electrification could never buy a Toyota again, and they would still probably be one of the number one, if not still the number one auto seller.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
There's 7 billion people on the planet.
right.
Not every one of them believes in full electrification.
Yeah, and even though EV sales are growing pretty rapidly, China is the country that is buying the most of them, and it's last I heard like 42% of all new cars are EVs. That's quite a lot, but they're the most.
Right.
So overall in the world, EVs still make up a pretty small portion of car sales.
Right.
So it's
And after this
on.
winter, like we discussed last week, like people are going to be even more hesitant.
right.
I don't think it's going to slow down massively, but I think people are going to be more hesitant because the biggest markets. I mean, you look at Southern California where they don't have that issue.
Right.
But if you're thinking anywhere near Great Lakes, the Midwest, the Northeast,
Yeah, no.
like those are going to slow down a lot because they're going to be like, I don't want a car that I have to worry about 6 months out of the year.
True.
Who knows
Very
what
true.
the weather's going to do?
Yeah.
Toyota is pushing and they're expanding their electrification, whatever you want to call it, sort of efforts.
Yeah.
But it is not in full electrification. It's
Right.
It's in hybrids and things like that. So
Yeah, and with the current issues in electric, I don't think any car manufacturer should go all in on all electric. It's like we need a transition phase, a transition period. And I think that's what Toyota is doing. And personally, I think Toyota is being smart about it because there's no guarantee right now that EV is the way of the future. There are issues. So,
well, he was quoted in saying when Toyota claimed that the electric vehicles are overhyped as being clean, when politicians are out there saying, let's get rid of all cars using gasoline, do they even understand this? Like, what would it take? Says the car industry is going to collapse if the government pushes for gasoline vehicle bans. And so this author is, you are right, it will collapse, Mr. Toyota, but not all of it. Just companies led by short-sighted people like you who don't have the courage to lead the transition to electric vehicles.
Whoa, that's like an extreme. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
you have to be very careful about what you take as fact and what you take as opinion. And that's what it used to be. Like when someone would say like the CEO of Toyota, when he would say, you know, oh, I don't think that electric cars is the way forward. That used to be called an opinion.
Yeah.
Now it's called misinformation.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So anyways, this push is crushing the car market because people can't get the cars that they actually want and car dealerships can't sell the cars that they have. So
there's talk going around right now of the auto market crash is like impending. Like any day now, the auto market is just going to crash because no one's buying electric vehicles, and so like they're getting stocked up. No one's buying gas vehicles because they're too expensive. Everyone's buying used, and so eventually, you're gonna have this massive crash of everyone just be like, we're losing money. We're losing more money every day than if we sold these vehicles and only lost a little bit of money.
Right.
Like, so you're gonna start seeing. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but probably I would guess within the next year, you're gonna start seeing what we saw 15, 20 years ago, where you're gonna see trucks with like $15,000 rebates and.
Yeah.
Like I remember when back in
Very possible.
2007, I bought a new Dodge Ram. Remember that Dodge Ram I had?
Oh, yeah.
And it was a $15,000 rebate.
Right.
So like the price of the truck was like 40 grand. I got it for 25.
Right.
Dang.
And it's very possible that we'll see that in the next, like you said, next coming year or so. So, I mean, we can predict all day long, but the reality is
The cool thing about this article is he wrote it in 2020.
oh,
And so we've seen, it's kind of cool to look back. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. I'm sorry, I forgot. But
right.
he wrote it in 2020.
So,
And it was in December of 2020. So it's been 3 years and 2 months.
right. we
So
can
all
kinda
of these
see-
claims that this guy has made in this article, we have 3 years and 2 months of time to show that his claims against Toyota
are
have been proven untrue.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Here we are.
Here
So
we are.
so you can obviously what he's saying is mostly just made up hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's to get clicks and to get the attention.
Right.
Like we only believe in truth here. Like this true glass of Dutch Bros.
It's legit. It's not.
It says Dutch Bros.
Yeah.
How could it not be?
Right.
And it has
Obviously.
the official logo on it.
It
How
does
can you
have the
not?
logo.
Just like
Yeah, I mean,
our partnership with PMS is a real organization.
Real
Totally.
Obviously.
I do think on that partnership,
Uh-huh.
I do think just because of personality, Jen should be our liaison with PMS.
Oh.
Like she should be the one that keeps in touch with that sponsor.
Yeah.
I get in touch with them every month. I'm
That's
pretty
good.
honored.
See?
Every month?
Every
See,
month.
I
Maybe
I
a little
don't.
sooner, maybe 3 weeks sometimes.
Every 3 weeks,
I
I get in
don't.
touch with them.
Yeah.
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 And so I think she'd be the best person out of the three of us to be that connection point.
That
Wow.
makes sense.
I'm honored.
What else you got for us?
My topic is very similar to your topic.
So boring,
What?
bro.
I know.
Is it?
Like
But
you both
it's
have
like
like
we're
this
related.
mind, like you had this mind meld.
Well, you see, my thinking was I was gonna try to get away from the EV topic a little bit.
Did you hear that?
I did.
I'm so sorry. Who put this poll here?
Heck, man.
Don't the microphones float? Come on.
Yeah.
Don't you guys? I
We
told
should-
you guys need to use your telekinesis to hold those things
my.
up.
Yeah,
We should paint these green or cover them in green
and then
and
key
then
'em
make
out.
it floating mics.
I'm just gonna keep the green there.
Yeah, it'll just be a green pole.
Just a green, yeah.
Yep.
But I was thinking, to get away from the EV topic a little bit, talk about something because
That's all we talk about, yeah.
yeah, we talk a lot about EV stuff because
Because it's so stupid.
well,
Oh, no.
the problem is that everybody else is talking about EVs because it's like the new car thing, the future of cars and all that stuff. So everyone talks about EVs, so it's hard not to talk about.
What are we
EVs.
talking about then?
EV alternatives.
Yay!
Do you realize that means we're just going to be talking about EVs?
No,
Hercules.
As an
Hercules.
alternative to EV,
but
hence
GM
EV.
no, but GM and Honda are working together, a joint venture, to create a hydrogen fuel cell production plant.
Isn't GM and Honda, don't they have a passive working together?
I don't know if they have a
Because
passive
I
working
think
together, do they?
there's either Honda had made some motors to put in Chevy trucks or the other way around. But I'm pretty sure they have a pass like this. That's cool though. They're continuing that partnership.
Yeah, so obviously they have a good partnership together. But yeah, so they're building a facility in Michigan.
The state? Mm-hmm. Cool.
And so let's see here. They are plan on producing or they're building a 70,000 square foot plant about 20 miles south of Detroit in Brownstown Township.
That's going to take a lot of soil.
Township.
Brownstown
That's a tongue-
Township.
Brownstown Township.
That's a tongue twister.
You come in here, you will stick around.
Browntown
Township. Stick around Browntown Township.
Right? Genuinely speaking, though, like I always thought hydrogen was going to be a really good option to replace gasoline, but it's starting to kind of pick up even more than I thought. So at CES, I found out that a lot of companies are actually pushing for hydrogen.
And CES is one more time for the.
The Consumer Electronics Show that happens every January.
So it's not a vehicle. It's not like a car specific. It's anything electronic.
Anything technology
something.
related, basically.
Yeah, which includes cars.
Yes, which
Okay.
includes cars. So there's cars there. There's a lot of other stuff there, but
I had to push my glasses up.
It was just the timing of it when you did it. He was like, "Oh, it has any technology," and you're like, huh?
yes, technology.
I'm like those anime characters.
Everything's so dramatic.
Yeah.
Right?
Drink my coffee.
One sip.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Start the day.
Okay.
so it was
Hydrogen's making a comeback.
Yeah,
at the
it was.
CES.
It was surprising that at CES so many companies talked about hydrogen. So a lot of car manufacturers are starting to push hydrogen more. A lot of other companies that do construction equipment.
What was used in the Hindenburg? Was that hydrogen?
It was hydrogen.
Cool. Rock on.
Hey,
But
when-
I don't know why that just popped into my head, but I was like, I'm just hearing the word hydrogen, and in my mind, I'm seeing a blimp burn to the ground.
that was different.
Okay.
More controlled.
Anyway,
We've gotten better at controlling hydrogen.
You're like, great.
those were black and white times, okay?
Yeah, those are times before color existed.
We build in color now. That's when people, yeah.
So hydrogen.
Huh? Yeah, Hindenburg.
So,
Let's hear about that.
Hindenburg, yes. So you can either burn in a hydrogen cloud or you can burn in a lithium pool.
Oh.
Everything catches
Question
fire.
is, do you want to fly or swim?
Everything catches fire. Hydrogen. Somebody made a point.
Everything has a flashpoint.
Yes.
Everything.
Oh. I
Human
don't know
beings
about
have a flashpoint. You ever seen
Yes.
spontaneous combustion?
I've never seen it.
There's a theory.
Luckily,
There's a theory for you.
that is a theory.
I think
Did you
people
know at
who-
any moment you could just spontaneously combust and catch fire from the inside out?
I think
That's what
people,
people say.
who combust, I think they have like pyrokinesis. They just don't know it and they don't know how to control it, so they burn up.
So they just kill themselves.
yeah.
Have you ever noticed that
Great.
every character you've seen, like any documentary or any video where they're talking to people about that, all the people that claim it has happened to or that it's happened to them, they all look like a Karen?
Huh.
Interesting.
Maybe hell
Maybe
is
people
like,
should calm down a little bit.
maybe.
Calm down. Maybe you should calm down, Karen.
Your fiery rage is quite literally burning you up.
Put
I'm only-
yourself in a
I can
nice
tell her to
bath.
calm down because right now I'm a keyboard warrior. You can't get me.
Put yourself in a nice bath.
So there's hydrogen with Honda and GM at the CES.
Yeah, well, CES in general, companies in general, were pushing hydrogen more
Yeah, 'cause-
than expected.
Okay.
But Honda and General Motors are they're building a 70,000 square foot plant.
Is this going to be anything like what Porsche was doing that you were talking about last week?
No, this is different. So their
'Cause
intention
Porsche
is
is all
just,
carbon dioxide. This is hydrogen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I like what Porsche is doing, trying to save ICE cars, because there's a lot of them out there, and if like the government was to say gasoline cars are banned, you're not allowed to drive them, and we had to throw all of our cars in a dumpster, in a dumpster somewhere, like that would be horrible for the environment and for our systems and everything. Like it would not be a good transition. Like it's going to take time. So gasoline cars are going to be around for quite some time until they age out.
Until the current generation's dead, like way beyond that.
Yeah. Like those cars are going to have to get to the point where they just stop working. So we're going to need fuel of some sort.
Toyotas run over 1 million miles, like
Right.
on the norm.
Right.
If you take care of your Toyota,
Yeah.
it's going to last over 1 million miles.
And even cars that are not known for their reliability can still get 100, 200,000 miles on them.
Yep.
If you, just fix them.
Yeah, like Fords.
Thanks. Yeah. But So Porsche is creating, and I found out a little bit more about that too.
Okay. That we're getting one for free because we're now sponsored by Porsche.
I wish.
Nice. Thanks,
wish.
Porsche.
I wish.
Oh, I wish.
So what they're doing is same thing like I was talking about before. They're sucking in air to absorb the carbon out of the air, but gasoline is a carbohydrate. So it's one carbon, two hydrogen atoms is what actually makes gasoline. Didn't know that until a few days ago.
Cool.
So what they're doing is they're actually using hydrogen. They're creating an electrolysis to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. They're taking the hydrogen and combining it with the carbon that they take out of the air.
So they're already getting their own hydrogen.
Yeah.
So it would actually take away a step,
right.
if they didn't combine it.
Yeah. So if we just used hydrogen, then there would be one less step of. So I think it's good that they're making synthetic fuels because the cars that are already here are going to be around for a while, and we're going to need some sort of fuel for them because they're not just going to go away.
I wonder if there's probably information out there now, but I haven't looked any of it up. But I wonder if we go to a fully synthetic, like what Porsche is doing or what the hydrogen companies are doing, or companies that are using hydrogen or trying to. Wonder how that's going to affect like horsepower and torque numbers,
Right.
because a lot of power is based off of your fuel consumption and what type of combustion you have in your motor, and so I'm wondering what type of numbers hydrogen or the carbon dioxide mix would produce.
Right. So
would it give a more of a higher torque like what diesel motors do, or do higher horsepower like high revving motors do?
So e-fuel, a lot of companies call it e-fuel, but synthetic fuel that Porsche's made, it is identical to gasoline. So you can put it in your regular car and it will operate like your regular car operates.
That's cool.
No change in horsepower or anything. It's like it is gasoline. You can actually mix it with regular gasoline and your car knows no difference.
I'm gonna go Porsche shopping right now.
The problem with e-fuels, is there's a couple problems. One, it's right now because the technology isn't in mass production, it's about $40 a gallon.
Oh.
So
it's like race fuel.
Yeah, so it's very expensive.
It makes sense. I mean, scarcity, but
right. Plus it's not in mass production, so it's like one plant is like making it. Well, there's probably a couple by now, but also people haven't taken to it as well as Porsche or other people who are into or who are trying to push e-fuels. The people aren't taking to it like they wanted. So Germany was trying to actually create a synthetic fuel pipeline where they could start to mass produce it and start to work on the technology, but no investors wanted to invest in it. So it basically the whole project flopped.
I wonder why that is.
I think it's just because there's so much push towards EVs right now, and
they're trying to play like the safe investment.
I think so.
Like this is so not in trend with what the world's doing, so we gotta follow that.
Right. And one guy did point out too that even if we are sucking in the carbon and turning it into fuel and it's a carbon neutral loop, even if that's the case, you're still burning the fuel and you're still technically polluting the air. You're polluting the air before the air is being sucked back in. So we as humans are still going to be breathing in the pollution from the car.
But isn't that the whole point of what Porsche is doing? It's scrubbing the pollution from the air.
Yeah, that's the idea. But the guy that I was watching, he made the point of it still goes in the air and we still breathe it in before Porsche can suck it in and reuse it.
Yeah, but we're already doing that.
We're already doing that.
That's happening right now.
Right.
So isn't that a positive step to begin taking things out of the air?
No, I agree. I'd rather have a stalemate than put in more than what we already have.
But right now we're just adding steps. Like we're adding, if you equate it to like stepping, like walking, like there's one step, every day you consider one step.
Right.
365 steps every year.
Yeah.
But if you're taking it out, you put one step out, but then you bring one step back in, one step out, one. So you have one step out over a year instead of 365. It just,
yeah.
I don't know. I'll bet that's the same guy that wrote the article about Toyota.
Right. Maybe. But
people just want to be pessimistic. It drives me nuts.
Right. But no, I understand the point though. the best benefit about EVs is to clean the air and make it better than it currently is. But if we went the way of e-fuels, synthetic fuels, we'd kind of be in a stalemate. Like we would be reusing the pollution that's already in the air, but it wouldn't get better. So I get what he's saying, but I still think it's a good step forward because it'd be a much better thing than we have now. You could literally use the exact same methods that everybody uses to get fuel, to get to work. Like nothing needs to change from the consumer side. It just needs to change on the production side.
Yeah.
And if they can do it cheap enough, if they can make it, good enough, then nothing changes as far as the consumer is concerned. Yet we don't introduce more carbon into the air. So
like
I think that's
a stalemate.
Yeah.
It's like if you have this cup and you fill it up all the way to the top, you're not going to be adding more to it for it to overflow. It's just going to stay where it's at.
Yeah. So I think that would be a good first step until future technologies are good enough to actually take over. But investors don't want to invest in a stalemate. They want to invest in what they view as the future. So that's kind of a problem with synthetic fuels right now. But hydrogen, I do think, is a good alternative to synthetic fuels, though, because you can, I believe, theoretically convert a gasoline engine over to a hydrogen engine. So that would save a lot of the cars that we currently have. Plus, if you burn hydrogen, all you get is heat and water. So that's completely a clean transaction in terms of burning a fuel.
Wasn't it a while ago people were using like corn? They're making corn fuel.
Yeah, you can still get, I believe, E131 or whatever it's called.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, like
making fuel out of corn, right?
Yeah. They were basically adding it to regular gasoline to kind of basically lower the price. But yeah, you E15, I think you can put in a regular gasoline engine, and some cars can go up to like E20, E35, something like that. But the car has to be designed for it, unless the E rating is low enough. If it's, I believe E15, you can put in any car. I could be wrong, maybe E10, but it's basically a percentage of the amount of corn fuel to real fuel. Because the problem with that is that it eats the corn synthetic fuel is, I don't know if it's acidic, but it basically degrades the rubber in the fuel lines and can ruin your engine.
Interesting.
Okay.
So they have to have special fuel systems to be able to handle higher amounts of that synthetic fuel. I don't know if I'm like getting too technical in all this stuff. It's a very technical episode.
Pick your battles: electric vehicles or that. What do you want?
I was going to make it a thing to where every week we can look at our current. So we can look at our last week's video, which just came out today.
2 weeks ago.
Well, so last week's video, when this video comes out, will be today's video.
2 weeks of video.
No, it would be today's video.
What?
So the video that came out today.
The video that came out today in our real time.
Yes, will be the video that came out last week
when you're watching this video.
Yes.
Right.
So because of
that we filmed 2 weeks ago.
Right. So so last week's video came out.
We need like a calendar. We need like a
break check calendar.
Yeah, like yarn and pins.
Yeah.
We need the whole thing.
With crayons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to figure out the technicalities. But last week's video just came out about 4 hours ago.
Yes.
So I was going to say we should
As we're filming this.
Yes.
4 hours ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was going to look to see if anyone put any comments so we could reply to the comments.
Oh, essentially a week later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We're only going to have 4 hours worth of comments that we're replying to a week later.
Right. So if somebody
Gotcha.
can get to the video fast enough and leave us a comment, we can reply to it.
Oh yeah. So if you ask a question within the first 4 hours.
Yeah.
So if you watch the video within the first 4 hours, your question will be answered the next week.
Yeah.
On
we'll
the recording.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
a cool
answer
idea.
it on the podcast, right?
I like that idea.
Right?
I have nothing bad to say about that. Jen?
Great.
Wow,
Sorry,
I can't believe you're not supporting your husband.
I'm still trying to take in everything y'all just said about the timeline, and I'm like, what just happened? It's a great
where
idea,
am
but my
I?
brain still melted from that previous
Oh
conversation.
no, I've gone cross-eyed. Yeah. So if you watched the video this morning that came out,
Yeah.
Yes.
and you knowing that you're going to be sitting here at 9 a.m. to film the one that's going to come out next week.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were to ask a question during those first 4 hours, because it goes live at 5 a.m.,
Yeah.
6 a.m.
6 a.m.,
Uh-huh.
if you ask a question in those first 3 hours
Yeah.
of when it
3
came out,
hours now, not 4 hours anymore.
Well, because we
6
filmed
a.m. to
typically-
9.
Yeah.
So if you watch the video when it first comes out and you leave a question in the comments, because it's only anywhere from 35 to an hour 15, roughly is what our videos usually last.
Yeah.
So if you ask a question during those first 3 hours, by the time we sit down here to record for next week,
Yeah.
we'll be able to answer those questions that were asked in the first 3 hours.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, typically we're filming till about 10 to 11 in the morning. So if you
So if
make
questions get added,
if they get added, I can see them on my phone and we can respond to them. So
Central Time.
yeah, Central Time. So if you ask a question before 9 to 10 a.m. Central Time, so I thought that was a cool idea.
That is a cool idea. Do we have any questions?
That was going to be my next step.
bet we
So
don't.
far
I'll
we
bet we
have
don't.
0 comments. So
What was all this for? What was all this for?
it was for preparation for next week.
Should we do a
Do
bit,
we-
should we
do we
answer
have any
questions from
from-
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, do we have any from
Oh
that
yeah,
one?
yeah. So there we go. We can do that. You can do that. All right. So don't.
It's like I just told my kids, I just bought you this awesome trampoline. I got it all set up in the backyard. I didn't buy springs for it. But you can stand on the mat and pretend you're jumping. It's the same thing.
Oh my god.
I didn't say that we were gonna like start this week. It was just for next week.
Talking about trampolines, we saw this dumbass video. Sorry. We saw this stupid video. This mom was like, to make trampolines more fun, just put some Dawn dish soap on your trampoline.
Yeah. And it was it was a firefighter, like an EMS guy, who was responding to it.
He's like, yeah, if you want broken legs,
Yeah.
if you want to have fun in the ER.
Yeah. He's like,
Wow.
it's so much fun to watch a child break their neck. Don't be stupid.
Yeah. That is terrific. What
So
a dumb thing to say. Dish soap on a trampoline. Do we have any?
we have comments from last week's
Oh,
2
I
weeks
remember-
video.
I remember these.
Have you seen those ones?
I actually spoke with this person.
Okay.
And they were saying as they were watching the video, they're like, "Oh, I want to comment on this," and so they commented. And she's like, "Then something else happened, and I had to comment." And then something else, and I had to comment. She's like, "I couldn't stop commenting."
I was surprised because it was like just 12 comments all of a sudden. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, from the same person,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anita.
Yeah.
Appreciate
I'll call you up by name, Anita. Yeah, she commented a lot about the advertisements.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want to go through them? You want me to go through them?
You go through. You can.
Oh. Okay. All right.
It
Well,
can be your thing, bro.
it could be my thing.
It can be your thing. Yeah.
It was your idea.
My idea, your thing. You can read them because I'm dyslexic.
I'll read the questions and then you two can respond,
Okay.
even though they're not questions or comments.
Or should I read them and then you two respond because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
the main people?
Yeah, but people like hearing you. People like your
They
voice breaking up the stupid monotony that we have.
Okay.
they like you better than us.
I've had so many comments be like, I'm
I
so thankful
doubt
that
it.
Jen joined this thing because it's like a voice of reason and it makes a nice dynamic.
Sure.
And you make good T-shirts, like fancy.
So
No.
if you were, yeah. So she commented about the Hertz. Remember the Hertz rental car? Where it's like, I'm going to beat my wife.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
She just had a teary emoji, teary eye. She, save a tear, grab a gear.
You should.
Or what was it? Save
Shift
a
a
tear.
gear.
Save a tear,
Shift a gear.
Shift
I
a
said
gear.
grab a gear. My bad. But she just wrote big nope.
Big nope.
Any reactions?
Yeah.
I agree. Big
I
nope.
agree with the big nope.
Okay.
That's a nope.
Volkswagen. ...
Right?
If you remember, Volkswagen had 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Out
they
of,
had
I think it was
They're
like
such
9 or 11
idiots.
of the articles. Yeah, they had
so
3
like,
of them.
So like what, a third?
Yeah. The BMW, I believe that was the one where the guy had the magazine over his girlfriend's face.
Oh yeah.
It was just one of the face. For Hyundai, she put Hondo.
Nice. Hondo Solo.
Yeah, Hondo Solo. Fiat, she just wrote the word fired.
Yeah, exactly. How stupid for them to send out those letters.
You know,
Right? Yeah, that was horrible.
Do you guys have the same mental problem that I have, where I'm acknowledging that I have a mental issue with this. My wife can confirm.
Okay.
There's certain words or phrases or sounds that you encounter throughout the day that like trigger like a video or a song or a movie quote or something.
Yeah.
Every time I see the word fired, have you seen Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers?
Yeah.
You haven't? In the movie, the two kids that are in it, their mom works at a place where her boss, I think his name's Mr. Humberflube. Anyway, it's a Dr. Seuss thing, people. So anyway, he's like this really nice, hey, how are you doing, Joan? And really, you know, kind of vanilla guy.
Yeah.
But then when he gets upset if things aren't as they should be, he yells, you know, the way he yells, "You're fired!"
You're fired!
And so every time I see the word fired, that's what I think of. Long story for her saying fax or Fiat fired. For Skoda, she put Skoda no with a hand slap.
Yeah. They're dumb. They should be kicked in the scrotum again.
Oh.
Intense.
She says that so nonchalant because she doesn't know what it feels like.
I have this theory. That women are far more violent than they're giving
That's
credit
not a theory.
for.
That's a
Oh
fact.
no, they are.
That is a fact.
Every
Okay,
time you guys
okay.
do something like small to us,
Right.
we're like, we're gonna kill you.
Right.
Mental
We want to
terrorists.
hurt
Yeah.
you.
Like there I saw
Yeah.
this prank video where this husband put like something like in their car vents like confetti, and like she turned on her vents and like, you know, blew some confetti in her
Sounds
car.
fun.
Yeah, it's like, okay, whatever.
Not harmful.
Yeah. She, in retaliation, took a bucket full of mouse traps and dumped them on him in the shower.
How is
my
that?
God.
How is that
How-
even?
Right?
How is that even fair?
Right? How is that in any way equal retaliation?
Was it her birthday or something? Like, happy birthday, confetti in the car. Like, that's fun.
Right?
yeah.
I'm going to dump mouse traps on you when you're naked in the shower.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not the only example I've seen. Like,
When she did this, was she thinking that it was like prank versus prank, or was she like literally vindictive?
I have no. I think the
Like,
whole
was
idea
she doing
of the
it
channel,
like maliciously out of spite?
Well, I think the idea of the channel was like, you know, husband and wife pranking each other. So I think
Those
it
are
was
not
like a
equal
prank.
pranks. Next comment from Anita is the Pebble RV. Remember the
Oh, yeah,
Pebble RV trailer?
Yeah,
Pebble
that
flow.
was so cool. I love
That
that.
was cool.
Pebble.
Electric RV named after a rock, but she ain't going nowhere where there are rocks with that low of a clearance.
True.
I mean, okay.
I mean, it could roll over pebbles.
You can roll over pebbles. The pebble can go over the pebble.
Yeah.
That's why it's called the Pebble.
Yep.
But it's not an off-road trailer, so yeah.
Oh, and then the Afila. Remember
yeah.
the whole thing was one big screen on the inside because it was all they drove it out
Oh,
with the
yeah.
PlayStation
Oh
controller.
yeah.
She was
Yeah.
curious. This actually is a question.
Oh,
this is the
nice.
last one, so you can actually try to answer this.
Okay.
Aquafina.
Try.
I don't know if you'll know the answer. That's why I say try.
Right.
Afila, does it come with Cheeto finger protection for the screens?
That's smart.
Cheeto is a
It
good road
should.
trip snack.
It should.
Oh, Cheetos so good.
Is it? I mean, it's a tasty road trip snack, but is it a good road trip snack though?
I wouldn't say it's good.
Because here's the thing though, on a road trip snack, you don't want to have a snack that can mess up, like make your car messy.
Yeah, if you have to eat the snack and then do this with your fingers,
Yeah.
there's nope. You don't
Right.
want to have wet naps. That's just one additional thing.
Yeah, and then you get dust and junk in the carpet. You got to vacuum it out. It's
And you don't
like-
want to have the one where the bag where you got to like dump it in
Right.
because then you're taking your eyes off the road. That's not safe.
Right.
We promote safety here,
Absolutely.
you know?
So are we taking our exit?
I think we should take the exit. What do you think, bro?
I'm ready to take the exit. Like, subscribe, share. Let's add some more subscribers and viewers.
Yeah. Don't
And if
forget
you-
to.
I was gonna say, if you want, comment. You got 3 hours, 4, 5, 6 hours. You have when the videos drop
Yep.
next Saturday, today, when you're watching from then to now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just now.
When you're watching this, comment in the first few hours that it comes out, and then we'll answer those next week.
Indeed. And if you like, check out our merchandise at breakchk.com and get yourself a t-shirt. Not this one because you can get this color, but it will be white.
Yep. Get a PMS sticker.
Yes.
Support PMFs.
PMS is the best. Remember, save a tear, shift a gear. Bye. See you next week.
See ya.